Here, so this is what a forsus spring looks like, and I've had a lot of questions from people asking, like, can you break down what a forsus is and why we use it? So yes, we can. Okay, so first things first is when you have a class 2 bite, that means that your top teeth are ahead of your lower teeth, like this. Okay, so when they're ahead of the lower teeth, sometimes too far, like if they're a full step ahead like this, when your bite is supposed to be like this. Oh, sorry. Okay, your bite is supposed to be like this, but sometimes it's like this. When it's that far ahead, it's really hard to fix with just rubber bands. So sometimes we use something called a forsus to bring it back together like this, okay? So let's break down what the forsus looks like and how we basically put it in. So it kind of comes in 2 parts. The orthodontist has to tie in everything really tight. Usually we have to put bands on the teeth on the top on your first molars, okay? And then we also have to put a bracket on your second molar here on both sides. That's to prevent the spring from pushing your molars up into the gums, and it stabilizes the tooth, okay? And then there are 2 parts. There's a spring that's on the top, and then you have this metal stick right here that's on the bottom. It's kind of like a hook, okay? The metal hook is put on really easily. You basically just put it on the wire like this, and then your orthodontist will squeeze this together so it doesn't come in and out, okay? And then the other part is the spring right here, okay? The spring, it's installed multiple ways. I don't use this version. This is I believe the Easy Clip. There's also another one that has a pin to it where you just attach it here to here and then squeeze it. But the spring is attached here, so the spring does not come off, okay? And so the idea is that when you put these 2 things on, you attach the rod to the spring. So you're gonna put the rod in between in the spring, just like this, okay? And then every time you bite down, this spring is pushing on this rod right here, and it's wanting to push your lower teeth forward, okay? And every time it does that, slowly over time, every time you open and close and bite, it's going to push everything forward. It can be hard because if you yawn too big, it can come undone, okay? So if that happens, I usually will always show my patients what to do, so that way they can try to do it themselves, okay? And all you do is you take that and you put it in between the spring, just like that, okay? Now, a lot of times once this is in, all we have to do to activate it, once your teeth have moved enough, is just put an extra shim right here on the metal rod. We don't have to like redo the whole thing. So we activate this, and then over time, as your bite gets fixed, we fix it a little bit extra because usually there's some relapse. And then usually it's in, depending on the patient, can be in for 4 months, could be in for less, could be in for more. It really just depends on the patient, okay? Once we have your bite fixed, we will take all this out, and then we do basically detailing and finishing, because sometimes we'll get some space on the bottom or the teeth on the top won't be perfect. And usually once you get the spring out, it would take at least 4 more months or so to get you finished up, sometimes less depending on how your bite looks, okay? Same thing on the other side. And then, yeah, that's basically how it works. You're in stainless steel wires, and then usually we'll do some sort of power chain on the top too. So let me know what questions you have.